morning, good afternoon, good evening, or dead of night as it may be. Welcome to the Racing Six channel, and this is our coverage for the sprint quali for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So this is just, again, not for the Grand Prix, but the race itself. All right, sprint rules, everyone. Again, we've got 12 minutes on the clock. Everyone's required to use medium tires. So we're about to go green light any moment now. And again, this is Grash with you, with us right now. I looked up no decision documents. There's nothing. There's driver meeting and P1 classification. Nothing in terms of anything that anyone has done wrong. So we've got Red Bull at the front of the line, and then the McLarens. So we are a go right now. So it looks like that is Sonoda out first, followed by Norris, and then Oscar. So that is. Oh, they're pulling a Clark Hamilton's car. He's got checking stuff. Charles is in the garage, so they're waiting on something. Alonso and Stroll will be the next ones out onto track. I want to thank everyone who's here. I was looking right now. I see Mikey, Dark, Shay, Paula. A little more. These are the people who have joined the channel on YouTube right now. No, Soccerman was in chat earlier on Twitch. Thank everyone here right now. Again, right now we're waiting for cars to go around. Sonoda is about to come to turn 15 to the line. He's going to start his flying lap now. And then Norris is coming to the line. So like after we've got Isaac and Lawson, followed by Mirman and Ocon. Sonoda's going to have to pass Bierman on his lap. Again, we'll see only medium tires on. Again, what's going on is that the rules for the sprint race basically is that they're required to use a medium and sprint quali 1, sprint quali 2, and then a soft tire sprint quali 2. The clock will drop by 2 minutes each session, so 12 minutes for the first quali session. It'll be 10 minutes in the second sprint quali session, and then 8 minutes in the third. So they've basically got enough time, in that third to go around, maybe pit if they go out right away. Norris. So Norris went to the top. So went Sonoda, then Norris, and Oscar in that order to the top of the board. Oscar right now is a 110.286. Norris is 280, 25,000 behind. Norris ironically has this first and second sector. Lando comes in third, and then Stroll comes in fourth. Alonso 130 behind Oscar. Stroll was 165. Isaac's now 131 into P4. So 1,000 behind Alonso. So Lawson into 6. So right now, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Behrman, and Leclerc are on flying laps. Hamilton about to start his flying lap. Here comes Behrman to the line. He comes in 7th. Tsunoda ended up doing a 111.353, which is over a second. Ocon comes in 0.586 is the gap. So Tsunoda is basically falling across the board. He is going to come into pit, and that's to be expected, and then he'll come back out in like the next 2-3 minutes. We got 7 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. We're still waiting for Mercedes to come out, and they are about to now. And that leaves, I think, yeah. So we got Borrell, Sainz, Albon, Hamilton on their flying laps, and we're waiting for Russell, Gasly, Antonelli, Colpino, and Verstappen to go do their out laps. Hamilton comes in P7, 402 thousandths. Borrell comes in 8th, 438 is the gap. Max is starting his flying lap right now. Sainz is about to come across the line. Comes in 14th. That's not a good time. So Alonso, Isaac, Stroll, Lost have pitted. So right now Max is on his flying lap. He's got the fastest first sector so far. Colpino is coming across the line to start his flying lap. Gasly will be next across the line. And then we got Russell and Antonelli. Then we got Max coming across. He's going to have to deal with traffic. He's at turn 12 right now, going to 13, 14, and into that DRS zone. Hülkenberg gets out of the way. Max goes to the top of the board with a 110.107, gap of 179 so far. So Russell, Gasly, Anthony Colpino are the last ones on flying laps right now. So far, Tsunoda's definitely going to be in the drop zone as we go forward. I would say Sainz as well. Sainz did over a second off. Here comes Colpino to the line. He's going to go 15th. Gasly goes P2, 173. Norris is on a new flying lap. Russell went to the top of the board, 110.48, 59,000 faster than Max. Norris right now is on a purple lap. Antonelli goes 6. And Norris goes top of the board, 109.702. Not a complete purple lap, but close enough. 346 faster than Russell. P1, P2 is a third of a second. Max is 4/10. Gasly now P4, 578. So the first surprise in Q1 is that Gasly is up on the board. Oscar right now went again. He does 310, 315. And that's where we sit with just under 4 minutes to go in this session. Tsunoda's coming out of the pit, so he's going to be the first one to come out of the pits of those who have pitted. Question is whether who's going to stay out and try and go again. So that would be a gun like Colby and Gasly, the Mercedes. Clarence might go again. might try and go again if they stay out. Here comes Hamilton. This should be a flying lap. It is a flying lap. Uh, Colpino's going very slowly. And again, there's a line now coming out. I'm trying to think. Beerman, Albon, Ocon, and Hulkenberg are now all coming out of the pits. So as it stands right now, Beerman is the driver at risk. Albon, Ocon, Colpino, Sainz, Tsunoda are in the drop zone. So Colpino and Sainz are on track. No, Sainz just is coming out of the pits now. So we got 2 minutes to go. Those are the drivers that we're looking. Tsunoda just crossed the line, and he's got to get through a lot of traffic. Man. So we got Behrman, Albon, Ocon, Colpino, Sainz, Tsunoda all on flying laps right now. We've got Alonso, Isaac, Stroll, Lawson, Barlow, Hulkenberg on out lap. So we're gonna got a minute 20 to see if they make it across. Again, we did see people not make it across. Okay, here comes Tsunoda at the line. He's gonna go 13th. Colpino's coming. He's gonna looks like he's going to start a flying lap now. Here comes Behrman. Behrman goes 4th. Alonso right now is 10th. This is on a out lap. To actually start a flying lap. Here comes Ocon on a flying lap. Ocon does not make it across. He only doesn't. He stays 18th. So Ocon's going to be out. Albon goes 6th. Gasly and Albon came across the line. These are Albon went 6th. It's a mess right now. Okay, so Verstappen went P2 on the board. So where do we stand right now? So time has expired. Colpino is Alonso was 3rd. Comes to Leclerc. Leclerc is 14th. He goes up this 11th, drops down to the 14th. Norris stays at the top of the board, fastest new lap. God, everything just went quicker. Bit quicker, please. I know. So right now is on and the last one in the drop zone. He comes across to 12th, drops Colpino to 16th. And I think this is okay. So in Q1, we know that Colpino, Lawson, Tsunoda, Ocon, and Sainz are all going to be eliminated. That was a crazy. Not sure what happened. All of a second, I got like 6 different updates to the board. Section of the rules. Not sure what you guys are saying. I see you guys cheering for Behrman, seeing you cheering for Max. See people crying out for what happened to science. you keep doing this on purpose. Mike, okay, you need to refresh your stream, or something has you're 10 minutes delayed. Darcy, I hope I have more pace on me. We're on mediums for this session. Not sure what you guys were all. Yeah, they were on mediums for the SQ1. SQ2 they'll be on mediums again. So again, Colpino, Lawson, Sonota, Ocon, Sainz are going to be our four that get knocked out. Oh, he went off track. That's why. So that's what happened with Sainz. Again, this is the Racing 60 channel, and this is Grass with you live with our coverage of the sprint qualifying session. We just finished SQ1. We are now waiting to set up for SQ2. We will have 10 minutes when that gets, we'll get 10 minutes on the board. So there's SQ1 involving Oscar Stroll, Isaac Borlao, Norris, Gasly, Antonelli, Sainz, Russell, probably a bunch more. This is going to be Delta time. They will note this and then do nothing about it. And something they've done all season long, where they've noted, the Delta time issues, and then done nothing about it. Sainz is trying to get around people. He's got traffic left and right everywhere coming out of the pits. I think that's what accounted to the 6 of them coming to the same board. It was like literally 6 of them within a second on track. So again, we've got 10 minutes on the board all right now for SQ2. Start any moment now. I want to thank Agro Valley to Twitch stream. Thank you so much for showing up. And all those who are here right now, like Toro 793. Again, I want to thank Paolo, Dark, Mayaki. Who else is here? Shay is here. Shy is here. Shy Likes is here. Again, right now, waiting for SQ2. They are queuing up. So that's Borello coming out first, Bierman coming out second. There were about 4 in the queue that I could see. So SKQ has just started, and our first cars are on track. Albon is next, Hulkenberg, and then Alonso. Those are our first 5 cars onto track. Again, eliminating SQ1 was Colapino, Lawson, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sainz in that order. I want to thank 2,421 plus who are watching right now on YouTube. We've got over 40 or so watching on Twitch. Thank you so much. Numbers go up. Thank you so much. About 342 likes on YouTube so far. That's a lot early on. Thank you so much. If we can get that to 500, that'd be great. Helps us with the algorithm over on YouTube, because God knows how that works these days. So Borla and Bierman are the first 2 now on flying laps. Everyone else is on an out lap right now, except for Hulkenberg now starting a flying lap. Albon will be the next one to start a flying lap. We're still waiting for Norris, Oscar, Russell, Gasly, and Antonelli to come out of the pits. Again, if you guys want to simulate what the end of this season might look like between Max, Oscar, and Norris, we do have a simulator up on our F1 Standings 2025 page for you to look at. So we got a website. Also want to thank TotalMotorsports.com for hosting us. That's total-motorsports.com. So Bartolo has gone out early instead of 109, 963. It's beaten by Bierman by 17 thousandths. Hulkenberg beats them by two tenths. So Alonso now has the fastest first sector. Fastest second sector is taken away from Norris. Max is now taking the fastest first sector. Bierman has the fastest third sector right now. So Alonso is top of the board right now, 109.330, fastest second and third sector. His teammate comes in 3/10 behind him for P2. Clerk on his first flying lap comes across the line, comes in P3, 4/10. And Hamilton on a flying lap. Coming across the line now, P5. Isaac and Max and the next 2 to come to the line. Isaac goes P2, 278 is the gap. Here comes Max. Max has his first sector. Max comes in only 4th. 0.377 behind Alonso. So it's Alonso, Isaac, Stroll, Max right now on the board. Gasly moves up to starts a flying lap. So right now we've got Oscar, Russell, and Daly on flying lap, on out laps. Sorry, let's update this now. Antonelli, the last one who's going to cross the line to start a flying lap. Norris, Oscar, Russell, Gasly, the last one's not to set a time. Gasly is the fastest first sector. And I did say this, the track evolution was going to be a play in this. We did see Gasly do well in pre-practice. Looking at it like half a tenth. Well, no, like 200ths for Norris in sector 1. Norris is going to eventually do P2, fastest third sector. Comes Gasly. Comes only 10th after doing fastest first sector. Here goes P3. So 43,000 faster than Alonso, 6,000 faster for Oscar. Russell comes in P4, 117 behind Alonso. So Alonso right now top of the board, and Antonelli right now comes P5. So we got 4 minutes 15 seconds left to go. This is again, basically expecting them to get out onto track. Those who have pitted. Alonso right now did pit, so did Stroll. Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Hamilton, Albon, and Bierman and Borella are in the pits. So right now, Hulkenberg is the driver at risk. Leclerc is essentially virtually driver at risk by being 3,000ths behind. Max probably needs to go out. He's 377 behind Alonso, and put even Stroll at risk in we push it that far. So these are the drivers at risk. In the drop zone right now, Hamilton, Albon, Gasly, Bierman, Bortoleto. And this is a difference of 481 to 633, so almost 2/10 from P11 to P15. Difference between P10 and P11 right now is just 76 thousandths. So less than a tenth. For I'm not getting to guess you, it's very possible. Rumors about Ernie Eccleston and Horner are true. Max and someone else. What? No. There's no way Horner's going to go to Alpine with Bernie there. There's no way that Horner knows better. I mean, he's going to ask anyway, but I'd be super surprised to see Horner put in charge of the team with Bernie Eccleston around. So Stroll, Leclerc, Hulk, Hamilton, Albon, Bierman, Borrell right now on out laps. Again, Gasly did not pit, so he's probably going to go around. You got a minute 40 to go. Is Isaac on a flying lap? He's not improving. Isaac is on a flying lap, but he's not improving in his time. Hasn't improved sector 1, sector 2. He's got sector 3. And it comes across. Nah. He does a 109.808. It's 2/10 off, literally exactly 2/10 off his best lap. So Isaac's basically in at 6 now. Alonso is still in the pits. Alonso's not coming out. Oscar's pitting, so they're out of this out of the session in terms of any new times. Norris is going fastest first sector. Borlo ends up 14th. He'll be out. Here comes Bierman. Bierman does a 1:10, 1:18. It's not better than his best lap. So Bierman are out. So double yellow. Sorry. Leclerc. Double yellow. Leclerc. That's going to ruin his lap. He's off track. So Leclerc is 9th. He's not going to set a new time. Hamilton's going to cross the line in 11th. Leclerc just basically scuttled his teammate's lap. Yeah, like that's just scuttled. Hamilton's going to be the first one to take the checkered flag. Russell moves up to third. Yeah, no, I mean that yellow flag just basically scuttled everything. Hamilton is out, Albon's out, Gasly out, Borrell out, Behrman out. So that scuttled Hamilton's lap. That scuttles Gasly's lap. I think also scuttles Albon's, potentially a lap by Albon as well. What's an out lap and a flying lap? So when a car comes out of the pits, we refer to that as an out lap because they haven't done. They're not doing a full lap. They're just doing because coming out of the pits is not a full lap. When they go around and come across the line and they do the lap that they are going to do for so you see, so looking, we got a race control message about Hamilton. Yeah, that lap would have been deleted by a double yellow at turn 10. Yeah, so that scuttled that again, scuttled the lap. What I mean by flying lap, it's a lap that they are trying to do for qualification. So that's the flying lap. Now, after the flying lap is a cool down lap because they have got to they literally cannot do two flying laps back to back. Yep, Leclerc spins and rolls backwards. He's got so much energy going in the turn. He rolls, does a 180 turn, rolls backward, actually a little bit more with the curve, and he rolls backward off the track. Yeah, no, I mean like literally, and by now being off the track, it brought out the yellow. It's got so many different things. So again, the process you should know is that when you come out of the pits, that is an outlap. When you're doing a quality a lap for qualifications, going as fast as possible, it's a flying lap. After the flying lap, you are doing a cool down lap. And typically, some teams, if you go out early, it means you might pit on that cool down lap, or you might use that cool down lap to get yourself into or organized, and then do another flying lap. Yeah, Alonso right now top of the board, 109.330 in Q2. Um, Norris second, Russell third, Oscar fourth, Antonelli fifth, Isaac sixth, Stroll seventh, Max is eighth, Leclerc ninth, and Hulkenberg 10th, leaving Hamilton, Albon, Gasly, Borrell, Behrman out in Q2. So we're just right now waiting. Cars have all pitted. It's going to be a few minutes now. 8 minutes will be put on the board. Soft tires will be required in SQ3. Again, that's specific. So one thing about the sprint of race itself, only the top 8 positions give out points. So now this is the quality for the sprint race, but I just want to remind you that for tomorrow for the sprint race, only the top 8 points give out points. So 8 points for P1 down to 1 point for 8th position. Up to Max. People are saying they swapped cars with Alonso swapped cars with Max. I don't think Renault can do pole in this car. I mean, he just did P1 SQ2. That is a target on your back to do to maybe be pole on be pole. So we'll see. Again, 8 minutes is on the board right now. Top 10 from SQ2. Now's a great time to like, subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitch. Again, if you hit the bell on YouTube, you'll get notifications. On Twitch, if your notifications are set up correctly, you'll get them as well. Looking at right now. I want to thank Total Motorsports. Again, that's total-motorsports.com for hosting us again this weekend. Did say there were changes to the track. Again, we're waiting for that timer to start. Basically, the hatch zone between the pit exit road, right-hand side, and the track edge was removed. Resurfaces from turn 12 to turn 1, turn 3 to 4. They realigned the white line at the exit of turn 4, and there's grooving at turn 2, from pit exit road to turn 4, straight to turn 5, grooving straight between turn 11 and turn 12, and from the start line until grid position 21. And again, the grooving here is to help they're intended to give pathway for water to get off track. We're now queuing right now for SQ3, and it's just started. Who else here? And they've subscribed for 6 months. Thank you, my friend. Russell first, Anthony second, Leclerc third, Oscar fourth. Incident involving Hamilton will investigate after the session. So they're saying that there's something more with Hamilton with the yellow flag. So this will be investigated after the session. Very possible that he could be picking up a penalty on that. So that will be tomorrow. Will most likely be we'll know tomorrow for the sprint race. He's talking about the microsectors and the colored bars. So those are the subsectors or microsectors. So basically, think if we take the track, we split it into three parts. Those are the sectors. We can split those sectors into smaller parts. Those are the sub or the microsectors. Purple means fastest in the session. Green means the driver has improved in their time. Yellow means that they have not improved in their time. Now that's deceptive because that doesn't mean that they may have a yellow sector or subsector, but it's still a good time. A good example, like let's say, like Russell just did a 17.807. If he does a 17.808 the next time he goes around for a flying lap, that would show up as yellow. So give you an understanding in that regards. Blue means entering pits, leaving pits, and then the last one that you don't want to see if you're a driver is red, means you've stopped on track. So Russell has the first and third sector. Antonelli is the fastest second sector. Here comes Antonelli to the line. Antonelli's going to go top of the board. 2.16 faster than his teammate. Clerk is 3.85 down. Oscar's going to go third. Here comes Norris. Norris goes to the top of the board, 69 thousandths faster than Antonelli. So Hulkenberg is coming out of the pits right now. Alonso, Isaac, Stroll, and Verstappen have not left the pits, so they're going to come out and do a one lap wonder for these people. No, I don't think if Max no pole, it's over. I think he needs to be in the top 4, top 3. He's got to be either third or fourth at the most to be in a position to really push it. If something were to go wrong, and let's say Norris and Oscar are pushed below down the order, if Max is still ahead of them, that's more important. Christ, Stroll, take polo, you'll shave my head. Go get your razor, friend. Go get your razor. How many laps is the sprint? I think it's like 15, 16, 17 laps. So here comes Hulkenberg right now. Oscar is staying out. And so is Norris. So 3 minutes ago, here comes Stroll, here comes Alonso. Max will be next. And again, Verstappen will be so Max will be after Alonso and then Isaac. Leclerc and Russell are in the pits right now. They need to come out now if they want to go for, again. I believe this is Antonelli. So we got moments right now. Hulkenberg is the first one. He is on a flying lap right now. He's now starting sector 3. He's several tenths back. 2 tenths already in sector 2. Several come in 6.64 tenths back. And that he might be able to get around. Hulkenberg might be able to get around. Antonelli is Antonelli might not get around. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Antonelli's the last one to leave the pits. Here comes Stroll. Stroll is going to cross the line to start flying lap. Next is Oscar. He's been on track. Here goes Oscar to start flying lap. Norris is coming around. He's been on track. He did not pit. He's going to start flying lap as he now comes to the line. Next to come across the line will be Alonso. This is going to be the end of his out lap, start flying lap. Max right now come to the line. 1 minute to go in this session. Max goes at 1:02. He's starting flying lap. Isaac coming to the line. He will be starting flying lap. Here comes Russell coming to the line. I'm going to just focus on cars coming across the line at this point. Russell's starting to flying lap. Hulkenberg coming to the line. 40 seconds left to go. Hulkenberg pits. Here comes Stroll. Stroll is on a flying lap. He moves up to P5. Leclerc is now starting flying lap. Here comes Oscar. This is Oscar on a flying lap. He goes to P3. 17 seconds left to go. Antonelli crosses the line to start flying lap. So he'll be the last one to take. Here comes Norris. He improves in his time. So it's a 109.243, 97 difference between him and Antonelli at the moment. Here comes Alonso. He's improving in his times. Alonso goes P4. Here comes Max. Fastest first sector. Improves in third. Max comes only P6. Here comes Isaac. Wow, this is crazy. Isaac comes up only P9. Here comes Russell on his final flying lap. He goes to P4. Antonelli is the only one left on a flying lap right now, I believe. Nope, Leclerc is still on a flying lap. So it's Leclerc and Antonelli last two. Norris on provisional pole still. Leclerc goes to, does not improve. Stays at 8. And here comes Antonelli. This is going to be our last chance for pole here. No, he doesn't improve in Sector 2, Sector 3. So Norris takes pole. Antonelli is second. Oscar is third. Russell is fourth. Alonso fifth. Max is sixth. Stroll is seventh. Leclerc at eighth. Isaac is ninth. And Hulkenberg at 10th. And that is going to be our order of the top of the 10. Back half of the grid, Hamilton 11th, Albon 12th, Gasly 13th, Boyle 14th, Behrman 15th, Colpino 16th, Lawson 17th, Tsunoda 18th, Ocon 19th, and Sainz 20th. There is an investigation on Hamilton regarding yellow flags. We shall see what that we'll see tomorrow what that decision is. Max does have a 5 grid place penalty, but that is not being applied here. That will be applied tomorrow after tomorrow's qualification for the Grand Prix. So Max is not dropping to 11th. He's going to stay 6th. For everyone here at the Racing 6 channel, this has been Grash with coverage of the sprint qualifying section. Again, I'm just trying to thank everyone who's been here. I want to thank TotalMotorsports.com, again, that's total-motorsports.com for hosting us. Again, we do have a Discord community. If you guys want to join us and to discuss what's going on, what happened, and any potential penalties. Bro, you stream the race too? We stream everything. Yeah, we'll be streaming the sprint race tomorrow and sprint quality. I mean, the GP quality tomorrow, and then the sprint again GP on Sunday. So. I haven't seen anything about our predictions contest. Basically, it's basically all of us versus the boss. Boss makes predictions, and the top getter of the predictions is what is used against the boss. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. We've got until basically until 15 minutes before the race starts, before that closes. Again, for everyone here at the Races channel, this has been Grash and coverage of the sprint qualifying. Again, Lando's on pole, Antonelli second, Oscar is third, and Russell's fourth. Max qualified 6th. And that is our qualification. All right. I will see you all tomorrow for the sprint race. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. See you soon.